With the next generation of consoles like the PS5 and the new Xbox coming out later next year, now is the best time to find out who really won the war. Was it PS4 or Xbox One? Let's find out. Hello to you, random stranger. My name is Rene Enriquez, aka Renry. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video, but without further ado, let's just jump into it. See, I'm supposed to stay consistent with these videos. I'm trying to post at least once a week, and it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I last posted one. So obviously, I'm not staying consistent, but I have a very good valid reason as to why I haven't done anything productive. And that reason is that during Black Friday, I might have made another little mistake. If you've seen my previous videos, I make a lot of little mistakes. They usually involve spending large quantities of money. Well, anyways, this Black Friday I went out and I bought a PlayStation 4. The reason why I say it's a dumb decision is because I already have an Xbox and I already have like a bajillion Switches. So honestly, I don't really need the PlayStation. Or do I? So in this video, we're going to talk about which out of the two consoles, if any at all, are still worth the money now. But yeah, let's see what the two consoles have to offer and let's try to compare and contrast what we can about them. By the way, before I start, I do want to mention that I'm not a professional. I in no means know what I'm talking about for the most part. I'm just going to tell you guys about my experience with both of the consoles. So again, don't take this seriously and don't give me crap for saying something wrong or whatever. But let's just jump right in. So first and foremost, build quality. Right off the bat, just looking at both of the consoles, honestly, I have to say the PS4 looks a lot better than the Xbox. It's like a sandwich that, you know, someone didn't put them right and it's just kind of sliding over until the top half falls off. That's kind of what it looks like. Now, nothing wrong with the Xbox, it's just, it's a rectangle. But then when you pick it up and you're, you know, moving it around from house to house or whatever you need to move your console around for, you start to see that you kind of pick up the PlayStation a little more gentle than the Xbox. Maybe it's because my PlayStation is, you know, relatively new, so I'm kind of more careful with it. But even when I was pulling it out of the box and trying to set it up, I felt like I had to be careful because if I put too much pressure here or there, it was gonna break. And maybe it is because I've had my Xbox One S for forever now, but I literally throw that thing around, I pick it up, it feels perfectly fine. It doesn't feel like it's gonna fall apart. Now, controllers. Now, I think the PS4 actually has the cooler looking controller, but with that said, I've always had a problem with it. For some reason, their controllers have always bothered me. They always feel too long, but too small at the same time. I personally really like the Xbox controller. I have small hands, but it still fits really well. And maybe it is because, again, I've had the Xbox for so long and I'm so used to it. But with that said, I did play a few games of Apex and I played a little better than I usually do on the Xbox. And it's not like I did good for only one game. I played several games and I played very consistently throughout. When on the other side, when I play Xbox, I do good sometimes and then I do horribly some other times. So with controllers, I think it's personal preference more than anything. I personally do really love the Xbox controller and I prefer it, but the PlayStation controller does look really cool. So honestly, it's up to you guys to decide which one wins that one. Now, this next point is such a dead giveaway that honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to Xbox. And that's gonna be backwards compatibility. Now, I know the PlayStation can do some as well, but not to the range that the Xbox can. I mean, I can still play my Xbox 360 games and put them right into my Xbox One S and they work perfectly fine. I know the PlayStation can do similar things, but you do have to spend extra money just to do that, when if you already have the disc for the Xbox, you can just put it in and bam, you're done. Now, this next one's gonna be the big one for me. And again, this is kind of an easy one to give out, but there are several chapters to this one, so let's talk about it. The actual games. So the reason why this one is a dead giveaway is because if we look at exclusives, Xbox has none. Yes, they have Gears of War, and they have the Sunset Overdrive thing, and they have Halo, of course. But where's Halo? Seriously, where is it? But as far as exclusives go, PlayStation has Xbox beat so bad. The reason why I'm saying this is because the whole reason why I bought the PlayStation is to play the exclusives. Because every time a new game comes out and it looks so cool and wow, finally a game with a good story and it's so exciting, it's action packed and it's for PlayStation. And I can't play it because I have the Xbox. Great. When I bought my PlayStation, I bought Spider-Man right away because I knew I wanted to play it, and so far it's one of the best games I've ever played. But then there's the other side. Sure, the PlayStation might have the best exclusives hands down, but the Xbox has a secret little weapon called the Game Pass. And I know that PlayStation has something similar, I think, but the Game Pass has so many games that are so good that could keep you entertained for so long, and it's so cheap. Why would you not get the Game Pass? Especially now that it's not just the Game Pass, you also get the online services included when you pay a little more. It's too good to be true, but they're still doing it, and it's fantastic. I love it. But this point's gonna be split a little bit because Xbox has a lot of options and a lot of stuff that you can try out, especially with the Game Pass. But the PlayStation has such amazing games that you can only play on there, so honestly, this one's a little hard for me. Now, the graphics. Honestly, like I said, I'm not a professional, so honestly, I don't really notice that much of a difference between the two of them. The only thing I've noticed is that I feel like the PlayStation has more vibrant colors. Maybe it is because I'm playing their exclusive games, but I just feel like the Xbox, it kind of looks a little dull, a little, flat. But in terms of specifics, I know that there's some games that look a lot better on the Xbox, especially the Xbox One X, and there's some games that look really good on the PS4 and PS4 Pro, so again, this one's a little hard for me. I personally don't care about that stuff, so I haven't noticed it that much. Now, the performance. I don't think there's that big of a difference between performance, at least on the consoles that I'm using. My Xbox doesn't really ever lag. I mean, there's been a few times here and there across the years, but other than that, it really doesn't lag. I've had the PlayStation for about 2 weeks or so now, and honestly, I have experienced some frame rate drops. It's nothing that's a huge deal, but in the larger open world games, I have noticed that when you're traveling, it does start to lag. Again, I'm not one to really look down on consoles because of that. As long as I get to play the game, finish it, and I enjoy it, I'm happy with it. But on the other side, you are paying hundreds of dollars for these things, so why aren't they running better? Now with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, I know that the performance is a ton better. If we're talking specifics, technically speaking, the Xbox One X is the meaner of all of the machines. It has the better specs, it runs the best, it technically has the better graphics, I think. But if you are someone that is looking for the best machine possible that isn't a PC, then I would go with the Xbox One X specifically. The PS4 Pro is pretty good as well, but as far as anything lower than those two options, it honestly, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. The interface. Now, this is another big one for me, and the reason being is because I used to love the Xbox 360 interface. I actually had both the Xbox 360 and the PS3, but I only had the PS3 for about a month before I got bored of it, stored it away, and then sold it to someone. And the only reason why I didn't like the PlayStation 3 was because of its interface. It was dumb. It was so complicated. And the Xbox 360 was so easy to use. Like, everything was labeled, you could find and go wherever you wanted in seconds. Now, looking at today's generation of consoles, that's backwards. The Xbox One interface sucks, but it is so tedious and so annoying, and it freezes so much and it lags on the interface, and whenever I ask it to do something, it does something different, and then I have to go through 50 different menus just to get to what I want to do. The PS4's interface actually reminds me a lot of the PS3, but it's a lot more streamlined, it's a lot easier to use, it's quicker, it just still has that good looking interface. So yes, easy win. Interface goes to PS4. Now let's talk about pricing. So if you are someone that's on a budget, then I would probably go with the Xbox. The reason being is because the Xbox has a lot of tier levels that you can choose from. I've seen the Xbox go as low as $150. Granted, that was the all digital Xbox that you can't put discs in, but honestly, with the world moving forward into the future, honestly, I think we're all gonna be going digital for just about everything. But if you don't really care about spending a little bit extra, I don't see why you wouldn't go for the PlayStation, especially since they have the exclusives. Now, if we're talking about the PS4 Pro versus the Xbox One X, I know the Xbox One X is a little bit pricier than the PS4 Pro, but like I said earlier, it is the meaner of all the machines. So if you really care that much about the performance, then honestly 50 bucks more isn't that big of a deal. But the winner for price is probably going to be the Xbox, just because it does have cheaper options, and with the Game Pass it does really help you save a lot of money. Alright, so final thoughts about these two consoles. Honestly, it's not that much of a difference. Like I said before, I've always been an Xbox fanboy, but if I had to choose one or the other, I'd have a hard time. For the next generation of consoles, if I had to choose which one to get right now, I would honestly probably go with the Xbox, but the only reason being is because the majority of my main group of friends would probably get the Xbox over the PlayStation. Now, if my friends decided to flip it and go to the PlayStation route, I would not mind following with. Reason being is because the only big difference is the exclusive games. And are the exclusive games enough for someone to be pulled over to the PlayStation side? Maybe, but I don't think it's a definite yes. Now, if you think about it, most of the exclusive games on the PlayStation are big games, big story-driven games, open world games. And this might be a shocker to everyone, but that's not everyone's favorite type of game. Not everyone wants to play Last of Us, not everyone wants to play Spider-Man. So I don't think the exclusive games are enough to pull someone away. I think honestly it just depends on who you are, what your budget is, and what you're looking for. Again, I will say that if you are low on money and you just want a console, like you don't have a single console, you just want one, go for the Xbox One all digital version. It's really cheap, and it's a console but you don't have discs. That's the only downside. I would also go with the Xbox if you're a family looking for a family console, mainly because again it doubles as an entertainment system, not just a gaming system. And with things like the Game Pass, you have a huge variety of games that you can choose from, so that way everyone in the family can have games of their own. If you're more serious about gaming, maybe you get paid to do it, or maybe you're just really into the competitive scene, then I would probably go with the PlayStation. But yeah, again, I wouldn't really tip the scale to any side. It really depends on you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I know it was a little inconclusive, but I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, let me know what you guys liked and what you didn't. Let me know, give me some feedback, because I really want to keep making these things, but I can't make them better unless you guys tell me what I'm supposed to do. But anyways, if you like my content and you want to see more of it, make sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And for the 10 of you that have already subscribed, I really appreciate you. I'm not joking, I really do. I know 10's not a big number, but it's double digits, so that's pretty cool to me, honestly. But yeah, thanks again for stopping by. I hope you have a good day. I'll catch you guys later, and that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna disappear down here.